How's it, Scalla?
Hallo Johnny, hoe gaan die dinge?
Lekker, lekker. There we go. You're right way around now.
As ek beter nou.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are things in Eiserfontein?
Ek weet nie, ek het nooit gedink in my lewe I'm ever going to do a Friday Instagram live. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about that? But yeah, it's going really well. Beautiful day out here. And then, our good old friend, Dougie Wheatley. We're going for a bike ride and a few beers tomorrow morning.
Oh, very nice, very nice. So we can't have our live session for too long tonight, right?
No, you never can. You never can. Also, my kids are going berserk downstairs, as you probably can hear them. But yeah, like a long week for them, I guess. And they also got the Friday night fever. So, yeah. And you, how are you doing, by the way? How is your? I mean, you've been quiet this week. Normally it's test match weekend for us, but we got this weekend off. We're not in Gibraltar doing the Argentinian game.
Yeah, Scalla, we do have the weekend off, and I think that's why, this is new for you and me to be able to do these. But I think it's, we've got the weekend off. The Lions series is done. And what a lucky way for you and me just to talk a little bit about the series and challenge. So
we know it's a Friday night, right? So, I mean, obviously, if we open it up to the floor, I hope some of the guys have had half work days and they've been lunch, so they've got the courage to come up with a few failures.
Yeah, or maybe not, eh? So, Scalla, so everybody
hold on. Before we start, did you basically cut your hair for this Friday Instagram live? That's a fresh cut. I mean, how hard is that fade? You've got less
it's
hair
looking good.
On the side that I've got.
It's looking good. It's much better than your hair, seeing that there's not much left.
I don't go for haircuts anymore, but jeez, John.
Yeah. You go for hair counts. You go for hair counts, right? Not haircuts.
Yeah, I've got automatic haircuts.
So, Scalla, what we're going to do, so all the people that has tuned in, thank you very much for tuning in into this live session. We're going to release this whole episode or this whole live session as an episode on all our other channels on Facebook and YouTube and also on Instagram. But what we want for this session today is that if you do have some questions, burning questions that you always wanted to ask us, maybe about the Lions series, maybe about the upcoming Rugby Championship or anything like that, please do ask the questions. We'll get you on screen. So if we get questions, Scalla, I think you might have to do it from your side. We get them on screen. You can join us for a quick question, a quick chat, and then we'll bump you off again. And if you've got jokes, any of the fans, if you've got jokes, join us, test us with the Don't Laugh channel, and let's see how that goes. So please do ask those questions and the Don't Laugh challenge as well. Scalla, your synopsis and review of the Lions series, what did you make of it?
Well, I mean, we as South Africans are tough to please, aren't we? I mean, the Boks haven't played in 20 months. We lose the first test match. Yes, firstly, they go being the worst team ever. What type of rugby are they trying to play? Second test comes along, we absolutely smashed them with an outstanding second half performance. Look, for me, the first test match was ours. The only reason why we lost that one was because of a lack of game time. And it was more for me, the lack of mental sharpness than it was anything else. Now, I think for the Lions, the fear for them was that we're going to get stronger as this progresses. And, that was the case. The last test match, by the way, we were lucky to get a result. But if, somehow certain things went our way, there was big moments. Just before halftime, they had attacking platform, first a line-out, then a scrum. Both of them came to nothing. Carry, obstruction, a maul try. Everyone says they should have kicked for goal. Well, if they scored 14 points off 2 line-out mauls, I think the game was done. And then the two biggest moments in the second half was those 2 scrums. At minute 75 or 74, 5-meter scrum, about 20 in from touch, the hardest thing to defend, John. You would know, even as a forward or a back, we don't like those defensive ones. And then obviously the big moment, the final penalty just on our side of halfway. So I mean, I can't believe that South Africa was grumpy about it. I mean, for us to get a result against the British and Irish Lions, and obviously on top of that, 12 years of bragging rights, I think is a phenomenal achievement. And credit not only to the players, but to the coaching staff.
And it's kind of like, I think we all knew that it would be a tight affair right from the start of the series, and the disruptions beforehand on both sides, kind of not knowing whether the series will even go ahead or not. The last test match, there were like a couple of instances where the Lions can look back now and say, well, if we did that, we probably would have won the game. And specifically, Liam Williams' break, on the outside in that first half, was it already with Josh Adams on the outside, not being able to make the pass and not scoring the try, and that Curry moment as well, where like a unforced error really, and conceding that penalty, which would have been a try. Ken Owens went over the try line. Is that how close this series was, in that it came down to those small little moments that could have swung it either way?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you think about it, there's 3 halves each. So the Boks and the Lions won 3 halves apiece. No one who led into halftime actually got the victory. Everyone who went into halftime leading went down. Obviously, second test quite convincingly, as my phone is sliding over. Sorry about that, guys. Look, I mean, it was on a knife's edge. I still think, we sort of won the first test match. We were the better team. And just through our lack of game time, we sort of came up short. I think the other thing for the Lions is, for me, was team selection. I remember a lot was said beforehand. We never really, me and you, we were bouncing back teams back and forth. I mean, I think you got 9 out of 15 or 10 out of 15, and I got 11 or 12 out of 15. Stefanus Robbie, our cameraman, got 6 out of 15. And that just shows how difficult it was to pick whoever was going to play. As I said, it was on that one test match. They didn't have a 13 in their squad. But Henshaw ended up at 13. Harris played the middle test. And then, contrary to that, you look at our side, probably because we didn't have any rugby to play, we just had such a settled feel, especially in the backs. To our team, more settled than them. I thought in the last game, Wyn Jones was quite impressive before he went off injured. So if he had a start in the first test, I think maybe there would have been a bit of a bigger struggle for us, especially scrum time. And then, as the series progressed, players that we thought will have quite a big impact, Maro, Itoje, and also, Curry, sort of got, worked out a little bit. Our forwards just got to them. We were just a little bit more physical than they were over the course of 3 weeks.
You spoke about the stability in the Boks backline, and that midfield for me with Damien and Lucanio, they just personify that, don't they? Being just so solid, being the kind of anchors of the team. It's not flashy. It's the way that the team plays currently. But their kind of work rate on defense, at ruck time, slowing opposition ball down at ruck time, creating turnovers, and then also their defensive abilities. That's the way the team plays, and it's been kind of criticized in terms of the way that South Africa plays. But I think in a way you need to give credit to the coaching staff and the players. I told someone during the week, you've got rules that you need to play within. And then you've got a squad that you have to play with. And then you formulate a plan with those 2 groupings that will be best for you to be able to get a victory. And, the Boks do that. They do it in a simple way. They do it effectively. And that's what works for them. Surely you can't criticize the team for doing that.
No, I mean, John, I remember we were down in Cape Town, and, for a long time we were, sort of saying, when we used to play, we were soft boys down there. And then we went through a season where, we had the most winnings. Is that a word? No, it's not a word. Where were we going?
Winnings. Winnings.
Whatever. We had the most wins in a season. And we had the best defense and then the Cape Town media the Cape Town media all came down on us saying, look, we've lost the ability to play rugby, where this Boks side is horrible to play against. So you don't want to play against them. Look, when we play the All Blacks, we are going to have a chance to play rugby. The way they defend, they narrow, there's a lot of space for us, there's soft line. So our time to play rugby and show if we've got the skills to go toe-to-toe with the best is going to come. That's coming in the next month. It's not this weekend against Argentina because they're very hard to play rugby. So this weekend's the same as Lions. But when we get the All Blacks, that's going to be our time to expose them.
Yeah, and also to beat the Boks, right? Yes, you can try beat the Boks at their own game and play like a very very defensive orientated game, but then you need to do it much better. And there's no rule saying that you have to fight fire with fire. Get a plan that you feel can beat the Boks. And I think, like you said, we'll be tested in the Rugby Championship with that. Within that, there comes a lot of opportunities as well, right? You make mistakes from an attacking point of view, trying to keep ball in hand, and we saw how good the Boks really are with counter attacking and being able to score tries from that as well. Yes, a couple of disallowed tries in the series, but they're pretty potent in doing that, especially the back three, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you play a conservative game plan like we do, obviously a few things work in our favor. How physical our pack of fours is. We've got the bomb squad back again this weekend. It's hard to combat that because you want to gain line's key for both sides. It doesn't matter who you play against. You play against the Boks now, gain line is key. If you don't get gain line, you can't get around us. If you get gain line or parity, you've got a chance to expose us because we narrow and we come up fast and we don't have like we used to have like an old shift or shadow call. They just keep on coming. Even their numbers down, they defend the ball, they go hard. But it's brutally hard to do. But if we play conservative like we do, and we're not going to create a million chances, we need a Cheslin Colby, Makazole Mapimpi, Willie Leroux, Andre Pollard on form, Damien de Allen, the guys who can sniff opportunities out of nothing. We get that one opportunity. You look at the last strive from Cheslin Colby, Jasper Wiese goes up, it goes backwards, although Marius Jonker apparently is still looking for a reason that it didn't go backwards. It went forwards, but it didn't, it went backwards. But it's not Villiers' reaction, Lukanya Arm's reaction, or Cheslin's reaction. For me, which shows the way that everyone's latching onto it, is Kobus Reinach. If you look at him, he comes out of nowhere running like a cheat line in front, right next to them. So they basically just so switched on for when that half opportunity comes. And, obviously Cheslin's finish is outstanding. It's ridiculous.
It's just incredible. I mean, he's just a phenomenal player, right? Guys, if you are tuned in, please do send. I see we've been invited to a golf day at Belleville Country Club.
Yes, like at Oskin for Belleville Country Club.
On the 12th of November. Also, maar kyk, Henku. Thanks, Henku. Stelli's rugby alumni. Probably Stellenberg. We'll check if we can do that. Guys, but please, if you do have a question, we can see some questions coming through. We would like to get you live with us on screen with a question. So please just put a request in there. I think you need to request to come online. You can ask your question live with us, and then we'll try answer it, obviously. Some other questions I've got very good one from Gazalite. Gazalite. Not Castlelite. Gaza.
No. Oh.
Gazzalaight. How good was Finn Russell in that last test?
Yeah, he was. I mean, I think you made such a big difference. The problem with him, I guess, if you're a selector, is you've seen him play and you've seen him done the magnificent, but then you also see him sometimes do the stupid. But he was so sharp in that last test match, and the main thing about him is how relaxed he was, John. We could see it we were obviously there. We were spoiled to watch the game live, but completely relaxed. The most phenomenal piece of skill was that one where. He got it out the back. He did the double pump. Our defense kept on coming. And obviously the guy who wanted to tackle him had to slow down to see what he does. But then Lukanya and Damien sort of moved through and there was a corridor and he just bombed that little cross chip, the kick pass straight through the gap. I mean, that's special. So, I mean, he definitely had something on the attack. There was attacking threat when he was on that Bigger didn't offer. I was actually surprised that, Owen Farrell didn't get a start in the last test match. He didn't seem to do anything wrong and then missed out. But Finn Russell, I mean, he looked amazing.
Do you think maybe the fact that he played off the bench actually counted in his favour? Because when you're starting, there's like, as a fly-off, there's pressure, you like a little bit more stressed, you probably more structured, where he just looks so relaxed and chilled, right?
I definitely think there's an element off the bench where you're more freed up because you're not starting and you're not thinking about, the first play, the second play, the third play, like we often go. You don't think about what's going to happen, where should we play this game. You're sort of, waiting to see the game unfold and then you play what you see. I mean, that's the nice thing of coming off the bench. You adapt to what the game's showed you. If it's an open game or if it's a closed game, you know that you've just got to fit in that structure. Where I think it helped him that there wasn't that added pressure, because when you're on the bench also there's no media awareness. No one really talks to you. There will be one question in the week leading up, what about Finn Russell? And he was injured, he didn't play much, so he was sort of under the radar. But he was so relaxed when he came on, and his skill set was awesome. Like probably all of us, if we think of him, we think he's not the most dependable off the tee, but he struck them so sweet. He was amazing. And now people are saying, listen, if they kick to goal, they might have had a chance to win. Though, obviously, as we mentioned, that second mauling try would have been 14 points, and that was probably a bridge too far for the Boks to haul in.
Yeah. Scalla, technical thing quickly. Are you getting requests on your side? You're obviously logged in with the use or lose handle.
John, this is how professional we are. If you're asking me, who's basically piggybacking off my wife's phone to check anything.
Because I see, I've got one person. If you scroll, there's a Darren Berger. I have a massive question.
Yeah.
Can you click on it? Click on him and can you let him in? How does this work?
Hold on, let me see. I'll go live in a room, and I've got a lot of people on here.
We're not on
John, I mean, I can obviously ask my missus to come help me if I have to.
Come, bring her in.
Must I bring her in? Okay, give me 5 seconds. I'll walk down here. John, good luck by yourself. I might disappear and get myself some extra drinks.
No, get a drink as well. There we go. How about my question for John? Ashfaq Mohammed, actual journalist, also logged in. Yes, please, Darren Berger. I can see you. I see your question. We just don't know how to get you in.
Join us on the chat.
Where's Michelle? Is Michelle also live with us? No.
Yeah, she's here. She's avoiding the screen, but she is running the phone for me.
Yeah, I think if you press on the handle of the. There we go, Boxy 88. John, I've could make you laugh. Jeepers, that sentence in itself made me laugh. John, I've could make you laugh. Boxy 88, you need to work on that. Good question. If they request,
if someone's got questions and they wanted to add, but I don't know how to. You've got to click on there.
Nishan TK is 26. I'm from Norway. Can you take my question? We want to take a question. We just don't know how. We'll get it right. Yes, it's funny. Michelle can't hear me. Yeah, she can't hear Schalk either.
What did you say, Johnny? Repeat that.
No, I think if you just click on the
question.
No, on the handle or the profile of that person asking the question, then they might come on, right?
Kom ons chat hier vanuit Edinburgh. I don't know, which one do you want, Johnny?
Just take any of them that's got a question, I think. Just see if it works.
Do you think the Boks should be focused on retaining the championship or firstly building new? No, let's get John. You pick a question or no? Must I go for it?
Yeah, anyone. I would just want to see if it works if we do that.
Okay. Hold on.
Can you bring them in? Don't be picky. We just need to see if it works. Quick tap. Okay, we've got the question about the quick tap. Yankee says quick tap as well.
Hold on. Hold on, Johnny. This is why you don't leave me in charge of any social media, my friend.
Yeah. Okay, let's just leave it.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
whilst you're busy with that, Scalla,
Yeah. Talk to me.
how crazy was because the guys mentioned, yeah, I can't remember who asked the question now. Druk die knoppie. How was that? How was that? That quick tap from Herschel Yankees.
Well,
The eventual kick that Mono kicked over.
There's two moments of madness for me from Herschel, which is probably just about game management more than anything else. But I mean, remember the maul we had? We had a 20 meter maul, 5+1 maul. Obviously, our extra loose forward join got collapsed. We were unlucky not to get a penalty. We've got the best ball carrying 12 in the world right next to him. Play Damien, set it up, and then he hesitated at the ruck. Obviously, turnover, knock on, and then we get a penalty right in front. Why do you quick tap it? Why? What's your game awareness like? So, for us, it probably justifies, why Kobus Reina started the test match. Because, the bigger the occasion, the more pressure makes you do some silly things. I mean, because we couldn't see it clearly. We weren't sure if he tried to quick tap it, because if he did, that was nuts. Look, they went 10 meters, so maybe you'll get a easier kick, but still, I can't see that happening.
Yeah. Scalla, just click on the use it or lose it icon at the top there.
I got that first.
And then does it have the people that requested to enter or not?
No. So if I click down the bottom, there's requests. I can send invitations. And if I click right at the top, it's use it or lose it, John de Villiers. I can invite or join someone, or I can remove you.
Invite people.
Okay, who do I invite then, boys?
How do we invite people? Guys, send through some... Yes, Albie from social media just sent us a message saying how to do it. And now it disappeared again.
Okay.
Okay, we'll just keep chatting. I have a bad joke. Zizi Chotia. Zizi, I would love to hear your bad joke, but we don't know how to get you in the room. Guys, someone, please open the door so that we can let you in. Send us a message on this live chat. Send us a message explaining how we get you guys in our room. Please do that, man. We've got 136 people tuned in.
Surely in on a Friday night.
Surely someone must know. What if we press that? Ooh. No, that was the wrong one. I was gone there for a while.
I can send requests, John. I don't know what that means.
Send request. No, but then you send a request to me, right?
Or to other people if I want to.
Yeah. Do that?
We go. I've done it. I've no idea what's going to happen, John.
It's too intense, eh?
It's gone mute. It's gone mute.
Okay, that's not going to happen. Okay, let's keep talking about... I don't know. We've even got... There we go. There's someone coming.
Yeah.
I think that's me. No, it's not.
It worked.
How's it?
Yeah, later.
How's it, Gary?
Just
Gary.
There we go.
There we go. We got 4 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now it's a party.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gary, you go first.
Yeah, just wondering your thoughts on Jasper Bisa as number 8.
No, geez. When did his name change to Jasper? Jasper.
I'm sure that's what the English commentators call him.
Yeah, I like him. I'll get it off. I actually wanted him to start the first test match just because he's something different. He's physical. I like Kwagga too, but I probably prefer Kwagga off the bench because he's quite versatile. We even saw him in the second test match covering wing of all places as a loose forward. Maar, I mean, Jasper, the tricky thing about us is our setup of, certain like kickoffs is one, but then behind that is obviously lineouts. He's in the backfield often, and those contestables are super hard. That's obviously where Dwayne is amazing. But then that last test match, I thought Jasper's output was amazing. A couple of big shots in defense. He's good on the ground.
Sure.
I think this weekend will be a big one against Argentina because they're playing a very, very good loose forward trio at the moment. They've got Bruni Matera and Facundo Issa, and they're great players.
Yes,
so
yes.
this
Spanish
weekend
are good,
we'd like him to make a big step up.
I think so, yeah. I mean, I was a bit disappointed for Marcel. I thought he might get a shot in, but I think he was injured when the series started.
Gary,
Yeah, I
you're a
guess
little
that's
bit of a Donny Rousseau lookalike, eh?
Yeah, I've heard that before, actually.
Yeah.
Like a much slimmer version of the current Dani Rousseau.
Yeah.
We went hunting with Dani last year, and he's one heck of a nice guy, but he's a bigger version. I don't think we'll get 4 on the screen, John.
No,
We've
we
got
won't.
Dani on.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
Marcel Coutinho is a decent player. He's just injuries has ravaged his momentum, unfortunately.
And,
Lekker.
and Jean,
Gary, no,
one for you.
it's not 75 questions per person. Okay, go. One more.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
Go for one more, Gary.
I'm just going to say, how impressive is Lukanya? I mean, he's only got like 15 test matches under the belt, but he's already being touted as like the best outside centre in the world at the moment.
Yeah, look,
Jean.
defensively so solid, eh? And like we said earlier, it's not, Damien Delena is probably the best passer of the rugby ball that I ever played with, okay? But they don't play that kind of game. Lukanya, same thing, very skillful, very talented, defensively so solid, and the opportunities that he's had, he's been brilliant. That pass in the World Cup final, no-look pass, it's just like, not many people in the world would do that. So, and I think more importantly, the combination really works. So it's pretty solid, and they'll be tested in the Rugby Championship. So let's see. After that, I think then we can have a much clearer prediction as to who's the best and who's not. Lekker, Gary. Thanks, Gary. We don't know how to get you off again, so you have to get yourself off.
Yeah.
I'll probably remove myself.
Yeah, disappear, please.
Just Donny Rousseau. Yes.
Hi guys, it's Andrew from London, a big Bokkers fan. We've only been living here for about 7 years. In fact, Scalla, I met you at a barbecue in Bri.
At a barbershop.
Big Five, whatever it was, I can't remember, out in Rains Park.
I remember there. I was there with, was it with Alistair Hargreaves and Chris Wiles?
No, it was France Lowe.
Oh, that's right.
The other Schalk.
Yeah.
Okay,
The Smiley. And Quibus Sasaki was the MC.
You guys not go to the same barbershop?
Yes. I was about to say, we've got the same hairstyle.
Yeah.
Only difference is I've got the glasses. He can see better than me.
Yeah.
Yes, Andrew. Gooi met the question.
So I'm just looking at the team sheet for this weekend. I mean, there's a lot of changes. Look, they're all great players, but are we maybe underestimating Argentina at our own peril?
No, I don't think so. I think it's necessary for a couple of reasons. I think one is, the morale of this team. There's 45 that's in a hard bubble that don't have hobbies outside of that. They're basically, just stuck in a hotel room. So their outing for a day, is going to training back. And if you don't play, if you train and you don't play or get an opportunity, they're in that bubble till the 4th of October. You're going to lose some men along the way. So I think first is for team morale. I think you have to get guys that hasn't had an opportunity, Frans Steyn, Jesse Creel, who's now second in line centers, to really have a go at this. Also nice to get a younger player like Joseph Dweba, a bit of experience. And that, like, say, for example, Peter Steff gets injured now. He's out for, a year maybe, is the rumor.
Yeah.
You need to grow that depth, and there's no better opportunity than a test match at home. And also within the group, if you think what I hired was, beating the British and Irish Lions, now all of a sudden, the next week, it's hard to recapture that emotion. But one way of doing that is by giving players opportunity, players who haven't played in a month. So I don't think we're underestimating Argentina. Is it a risk? Yes, it's definitely a risk because Argentina is a very good side and they rolled out the big dogs. You know, if I look technically in this weekend, one issue up front, and John, you can talk about the backs in a bit more depth, is Joseph Dwebo's one weakness is how does he throw the ball in? You know, it's not a nice looking throw. It's got a bit of a wobble on it. And obviously our loose forwards is Sia Kwagga-Smith and Jasper Wiese, and Kwagga's probably the best line-out option of those three. So luckily we've got Loer de Jager starting, but a lot of pressure on Loer de Jager or some alternative way of how to win back ball is going to be paramount.
Lekker, Andrew.
Thanks, man. I'll see if I think you just click on this button and I'll be gone. Thank you very much for having me on.
But
Have a good one.
Thanks for tuning in, eh? Lekker.
Yeah.
Enjoy London.
Will do. Thanks.
Scalla.
Bye.
Scalla,
Yes,
get a Darren Berger. Check if
My
he...
friend, I'm trying.
Darren Schalk, please invite me in, says Darren. The same surname as you.
I got him.
Got him. Okay, Darren, you better be good now. You better be good, Darren. Oh, the tension. Okay, we're waiting for him. Here we go. How's it, Darren?
Darren, how are you, my pal?
I'm fantastic, and you guys?
Lovely,
man.
thank you.
Darren,
I see
do you have
I
a
see you
question?
hitting a red wine there, Schalk.
Dit is die ding, is lekker koud hier so in die Kaap en die Weskus veral. So the red
I'm
wine.
in Cape Town. I'm in Cape Town myself, so trust me, I'm feeling the weather.
Yeah, no, it's chilly. Eh? Where are you from, Darren?
Melkbos.
Okay, lekker. Ja, nee, ek is op IJzerfontein op die oomblik. So is lekker koud hier so.
Guys are close.
Okay.
Darren,
Lekker.
do you have a
So,
question? Do you have a question for us, or are you going to go with a joke?
no, I've got a massive question.
Yep.
So, in the World Cup for me, with us not beating New Zealand, I thought that was massive. And I think personally, I don't know what you guys think. If we had to face New Zealand in the final, I think it might have gone a different way. I don't know. But for me, growing up watching Springbok rugby, watching you guys, the biggest rugby spectacle for me is against New Zealand. So, I want to know from you guys currently with the kind of rugby that we're playing at the moment, are we good enough to currently beat the All Blacks?
I reckon, Darren, if we score more points in the game against New Zealand, and then we'll beat them, man. No problem. No problem, man.
Darren, I tell you what, though. I mean, I think I often look at our side, and then when the All Blacks announce the side, I can't help but think, will we be able to beat the side? I mean, this is what you do. And I definitely think our team's good enough. We're gonna have a massive challenge. But I tell you where it is a big difference. Our side is so settled from 1 till 15. If you look at the All Black side, they're not as settled, especially not loose forwards, especially not props. They've got Laolala and Bauer starting this weekend. They loose forwards. They're playing Ardie Severe at 8, Dalton Papali at open side, and blind side is Ione. And then centers. You know, they've got Avili playing at center, and then at 13 they're playing the other Ione brother. The issue for me within that team is when the All Blacks play well, they've got a deep carrier. So they've either got, if you think back, Jerome Kano or Ma'an Nonu. I don't think they've got neither of those type of players now. So I think we'll be able to put them under pressure.
Okay.
Darren,
So
do you have someone in the room there with you listening to the thing as well? Because we get a lot of
Yes, I
feedback
do.
from the back. Yeah,
Uh,
we're hearing it.
yeah. Okay. So
Lekker.
I'll get it switched off.
Okay, quick. One more question, Scalla, and then you must get Angus Opperman in so long. I got a joke and a question for you guys. I can't wait for that joke. Go, Darren. Go, Darren.
Okay. So I hear what you're saying, Schalk, and I can agree with you 100%. It's just New Zealand's got quite a bit of depth in every single position. So even if they've got guys that aren't started as they did in the World Cup, I want to see the Springboks win. I mean, it's the best thing for me to see. But I'm struggling to see the style of play that we're currently playing beating the All Blacks. So yeah, I'll sit and listen on the phone here.
Lekker, Darren.
Thanks. And thanks for the jokes here, John. The quality fell.
Yeah, no, I try my best. I try my very best.
Right.
Yeah, look, thanks, Darren. That's the debate that'll keep going on.
Yeah.
You know, can our style beat any other team in the world? And look, in a couple of weeks' time, we'll see that. We're playing Australia and New Zealand, you know, back to back in their backyard, and it'll be challenging for us. But you know, then we'll be able to know. So, like I said, our team has established a game plan that they feel will suit them best to be able to get results. They got the results in the Lion Series, and they'll be hoping to do the same, you know, in the Rugby Championship. So only time will tell. Scalla, did you get this Angus Opperman? I can't wait for the joke.
I've sent the request. Just adding on to that, Johnny, I think, you know, we play so differently to what Australia would be playing, what they face now. Australia allows them to play. People can't play rugby against us. We'll be under pressure, and don't get me wrong, we'll have to make 250 tackles in that game. If we make those 250 tackles, they're going to create us a lot of opportunities, attacking platforms, because they play so much in their own half. And the All Blacks nowadays, when I watch them play, they make more mistakes than they used to when we played, you know, when they were in 2015. So we're going to get a lot of opportunities. Angus, hoe gaan het, my bro?
How's it, boys? How's it? Kan nie klaar nie, man. It's lekker koud hier in die Kaapse Wynland in Pinyal in, maar
En die
dis leuk om
Pinyal
te gesels vanaand. Ek gaan dit kort hou.
Ja.
Pinyal, boys, Pinyal. Yes, man, John. Yes. Dis ek nog 'n ding met myself, nee. Ek het al so baie voets neer altyd gepad, maar nooit saam julle op 'n live gewees nie. So luister nie.
Ek sê nou moet jy die meeste maak van hierdie, né? Jy het gesê jy gaan 'n grappie. Ja, ons gaan hom in Engels gooi. Ons gaan hom in Engels gooi because we've got people all over the world, from Pinyal to Paarl to Poland watching. Go.
Yes, boy. Okay, cool. Kom ons hou die grappie vir later, eers die vraag. Kyk, met Damien Willems op heel agter nou Saterdag. Villiers is eintlik heel agteruit altyd kommunikeer met die vleuels. Dink julle Damien is opgewas om te kommunikeer met die vleuels nou die naweek met Nkosi en Apolele Fassie?
Ja, kyk, I think Damien Willems, I personally think that he can be a fantastic 12 going forward. The versatility that he brings to the team, you know, he's just an immense talent. And yes, Villiers, I think, has really brought so much influence and experience at the back, you know, and him working with Mapimpi and Cheslin, you know, it's a new combination, the back three now. So Fassie's got a lot to prove. He played really well against Georgia. Sabu Nkosi, I think, is a fantastic winger as well, and you know, he's pushing for a starting berth all the time. And that combination now with Damien, I think, will be fantastic. The fact that he played a lot of rugby at 10 as well, you know, gives him the confidence to really you know, control the back three and give info through all the time. And I think being kind of the general as a number 10 helps you when you're 15 as well. And they'll certainly need those, you know, those well, the communication to be strong, and also to be able to really just use the opportunities that they get in the game, because all three of them, I think, are just brilliant finishers and great individual players.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a big fan. Of Damien. You know, obviously, the one position where we all think like he looks strongest is 12, and unfortunately, he doesn't get a lot of opportunity there. So, a big weekend for him, because he's one of those players that I think if he starts showing enough form, he can push for any position which he wants to choose from. He's that talented.
Yeah. Okay, Angus.
Yeah. Okay, start with the joke. No pressure. So, what happens when a flanker and a center tackle someone? What happens to that person? They splinters.
Jy tackle hom in sy flenter.
Ja.
Ek gaan nie die John se grap is beter, hoor. En sy grappe is kak.
No, no, thanks, Angus. Thanks, Angus. It's the last time we're getting a joke from you.
Thanks, Angus.
Angus, lekker.
Ouch.
Cheers.
Dankie, man.
Okay, Angus, give yourself a follow. M Silje, Scalla, get M Silje 7. John, ek het 'n lekker joke vir julle man. En
Kom
my
maar.
dikkie daar asseblief man. Okay. M
Ek-
Silje, you better be good. I've got like friends of mine that live close by. That's obviously at a braai, but they're listening in as well. But now they're sending me messages as well that I have to answer them. So the Simons, just wait.
Ek sien op 'n live van John.
Lekker.
Hier gaan ons
Hallo.
nou.
Lekker manne.
How's it?
Lekker, hoe gaan dit?
Nee, goed en daar. Eerste ding wat ek vir julle manne wil vra vanaand.
Wag, wat jou naam? Wat jou naam?
Vrydag. Ek's Michael Celia hier van Vrede in die Vrystaat.
Yes, like it. Okay.
Peace. So Michael Silje from Peace in the Free State.
Daar sê John. Man, eerste ding wat ek vir julle manne wil vra, dis Vrydag aand, sit af die TV asseblief. Dis Vrydag aand, dis naweek. Maar ek sien die vuur brand nie al by julle manne nie. Schalk, John, wat's die storie?
My vriend, die vuur is aan die gang. Ek is klaar gebraai, jong familie, so moenie jy nie hoor nie. Die wyntjies loop op die oomblik. Dis waar hy is.
Michael, maar is dit 'n kaggel of 'n braaivuur daar agter jou?
Nee, is 'n braaier wat ons hier het,
Wow.
John.
Lekker. Wat gille op die vuur gooi vanaand?
Lekker skaaprib.
Okay. Geniet op.
Ongelooflik.
Ja, nee. Alright, nee, ek het vir jou, John, ek het vir jou 'n grappie hier.
Okay, gooi hom. Ek gaan check. Maar jy gesien al. So, hier is my lag gesig en dan gaan ek net sien dan sê ek net ernstig. Dan lag ek niks sien.
Okay. Nee, hoekom trek die ou die tou oor die pad?
Ek weet dit.
Want hy kan hom nie stoot nie.
Jy het ons kameraman gekry daar agter, Jan.
Ag jy goeie.
Ja, ek like hom. Luister die Michael, baie dankie hoor. Ek hoor op 'n ongelooflike naweek af voor jou, hè. En geniet daai skaper 'n bietjie.
Ag, dankie Schalk, self julle manne. Dankie.
Alright,
Thanks Michael,
my
mooi
friend.
bly.
Baie dankie manne.
Tata.
Scalla, with the
Ja.
Argentina game coming up tomorrow, I see Marcelo Bosch has joined us. I think we need to get him on. Get him on right there.
Let me get him.
Michael.
Hoorie, John, hoe gaan mens nou hier uit man? Sorry.
Ja. Ja, jy kan net met die deur uitloop nie. Hey, dan moet 'n knoppie wees. Ek weet, sit jou foon af.
Okay, ek gaan uit die app uit gaan. Okay, dankie man.
Okay, cheers.
Dankie.
Cheers, Michael.
Cheers, my pal.
Wait,
Okay,
will we get?
Let me try and find Cello. Where is Cello?
So legendary centre for Argentina, played with Scalla at Saracens.
Saracens.
I played a semi-final against Marcelo of the Heineken Cup back in 2010, whilst he was still at Biarritz and I was at Munster. Let's see if we can get him on. I see. There we go. The other guy's gone.
Yeah, I saw him go.
We've got 165 people listening to the I almost said a lelike woord in Afrikaans, the nonsense that we are talking here at the moment.
Guys, I can't see Cello actually at the moment.
Cello's scared of us, eh?
Yeah, I think he is. He is. Is there anyone else you want me to get on the journey?
Cello Bosch 13. Must be him. Must be him, right?
Must be. Here we go. I got him. Got him. Yeah.
See, they're tuning from everywhere.
Let's see. What's happening a Friday night in Buenos Aires? ¿Cómo estás, amigo? Lobo.
How are you, legends?
So good, my friend.
I was drinking a coffee. I thought, I will see what is happening here. And you're just drinking wine.
Yeah.
That's
talking
it.
to people.
Friday.
What's the time in Buenos Aires now?
Here it's 1:45. So I believe we are 5 hours behind.
Yeah. Well, it's a good time. It's a good time to have your first glass of wine.
Cello, we basically still celebrating from the Lions' victory from last week. Okay, your thoughts? You obviously watched a little bit here and there. Did you enjoy the Springboks getting a victory, or what was your take on it?
I loved it. There were everything. It was tactic games, mind games, things that happened off the field, but I loved it. I really like where the Boks are nowadays, in the sense of the team itself, the culture, and without playing since the last World Cup and producing what they produced the last weekend is fantastic. So I imagine you are very proud of your team.
Cello, I reckon it will be quite good viewing if we get Rassie and Warren Gatlin live on us for Instagram like this. That should get a couple of views as well. We're in the rugby championship now. I mean, Argentina selected a strong side for tomorrow's game. How do you see that one panning out?
That's true. For sure, they will be pumped up, emotional as ever. It's interesting. I've seen the team from South Africa, a few changes. I think it's natural after the last month and the series that you played against the Lions. But in the back of it, it gives opportunity to new players to show themselves. So surely, I think Argentina will be up to it, but I don't know if they will be capable to live under so much pressure that South Africa is putting on teams nowadays. Yeah. If they try to keep the ball in hand a lot and play from deep, I believe it's going to be really tough for them. But if they are solid in the set piece, good defense and good kicking game, we never know.
There you go, John. You go.
Yeah. I was going to say it certainly will be a big physical forward battle as well. You know, as it always is with Argentina. So let's hope from our side South Africa can get some dominance there, and we can see those outside backs, the exciting outside backs, score a couple of tries.
Are you guys playing golf lately?
We have been playing lots, Cello. I'm about to get to there. Obviously, John is my golf partner.
How's Denny, John?
I haven't won with Schalk a lot today, so I swapped Schalks. I played with Schalk Brits this morning, and we won.
I'm John's golf partner, and we basically, I think we lose most games. Cello, unfortunately.
That's because of me.
My golf partner normally hits a big fade, a 30-meter fade, Cello. But then the fade turned into a draw, a hook.
Yeah, it's not good.
And Cello, I watched Argentina play Romania the other day, and I heard your voice. You're doing some commentating at the moment. What are you doing in Buenos Aires?
I've been invited to commentate the final of the Premiership, which was an incredible game. I don't know if you watch it.
We watched all of it, Cello. What a great game.
What a great game. The semi-finals, the final, awesome games to be part of. And I was invited to commentate the one against Romania. I think Romania wanted to lower their cost, so they dropped us an email. Who is capable of speaking English and perhaps make a bit of commentary? So I was invited, and well, my friend, I'm sort of been invited once in a while to commentate rugby. I started a counseling thing, which I'm very excited about. I will work with a university in USA. So Christopher Weiss is over there. So I'm starting to develop certain things, but well, it wasn't easy to come back after 14 years living in Europe. You guys know the process after retiring is not that easy. So trying to find my feet.
Lekker.
And John, I don't know if you know that Walsey is now coaching with Gary Gold at the Eagles, America.
Really?
He's been roped in there. I think he's doing a bit of defense, a bit of attack, a little bit of skills all over the show. So it's nice for Walsey. And apparently there's no shortage of Wolfpack lager in the States now. Funny that, it's funny that it would be there.
Well, guys,
Chalo.
I leave you to legends to carry on with your conversations.
Great,
Thank you very much,
great to
Chalo.
see you again.
Lovely to see you, Lobo.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Scalla, yeah, how lekker. Just again shows the bond of rugby, right? I see Nishan TK26. Can you find him?
Yes, I'm going to look for him.
He's in Norway, and he says he's waiting long. So let's get him in, and maybe we've had a question. We've had London now. We've had Argentina. Let's go to Norway, and we should probably finish up at some stage as well.
Yeah, I've got Antoine Klaassen.
Just like it in France.
Let's
Could
see
that be
if it's
him?
him. I've got it. Sorry, I didn't see Nishan there. I'll look for him the next one.
Lekker.
Sent a request. Don't know if it's going to go through. Johnny,
People are shy.
your gut feel this weekend? If you look at the Argentina game, have you got the gut feel yet? Do you still get those things?
Yeah, I haven't put too much thought into it, I must be honest. But I think, that what worries me is the fact that obviously this team are very talented individuals, but they haven't played a lot of rugby together. So, having that kind of unity and being synchronized in terms of, what they want to achieve, that's the one worry. In the past they've changed teams up like that as well, the box with Schalk and Rassie, but then usually they gave the team quite a bit of time to spend together and prepare, where it might be a little bit lack of preparation this time around. But we shall see.
Okay. Antonio is unable to join, and then I can't find the guy you wanted to get on, Johnny.
Nishan.
No,
Nishan, go scroll all the way down. All the way down to the messages.
Yeah, but I've only got, if I scroll all the way down, there's only like 10 of them or 20 of them. I've got Ashfaq Muhammad going on. Who else have I got?
Are we going to get some scoop in the newspapers tomorrow from Ashfaq?
No, I'm not too sure. We can, I think he wants to keep it back for Sunday.
Yeah, Ashfaq, we're not going to let you in. Okay, Scalla, choose anyone. We take one more question and then we can finish up. Obviously, Scalla, I think we need to thank Vodacom and DHL and Red Bull, for their support of the show and obviously helping us a little bit too. Especially Vodacom and DHL. Two great brands to be associated with and great sponsors and the Red Bull gives us the wings that we need as well.
John, you maybe had wings.
Wait, what is this? How do you?
You? Hello? It's just dark.
Hello?
Hello? Where are you?
I don't know. I think I just actually works.
Yes, we can hear you. We can see the light.
Light, but that's all about it.
Who's this?
He's gone. Okay,
that?
Johnny, we'll get, I don't know. It said it was Murray in Madrid. I mean, obviously Madrid is dark at the moment.
Madrid as well, eh? Okay, here's one more.
I'm going to go one
more.
more.
Rugby Tot South Africa also checking us out, getting the youngsters and helping the youngsters to play. How's it, guys?
Send one more request there, Johnny. It's taking a while to get
live.
So
pick me. Chris, CF83, pick me.
Okay, here we go.
I don't know. Yeah, Jaco Grobler in Canada. We've got Canada as well. We've got a global show. John, pick me. I can't pick you, Chris. Schalk needs to pick.
I did pick him.
There we go.
How's it, guys? Hoe gaan dit?
Lekker, dankie, Chris.
Lekker. Ek wil net eintlik 'n glasie wyn saam met Scalla drink. Dis actually hoekom ek
sê my vriend.
Ek wil net sê Moes 'n lekker show. Julle doen amazing werk. John, cheers. Awesome.
Cheers, Chris. Lekker. Guys,
Julle
check.
doen goeie werk. Die show's amazing.
Chris,
Vra's amazing.
check it.
John, jou
Whilst
jokes is
you...
awesome.
Dankie.
Laat iemand vir jou sê jou jokes is nie goed nie. Jou jokes is awesome.
My vrou dink glad ek snaaks sê. Guys, Chris, while we're on, we've got people from USA, live from Yaku Groa live in Toronto, Giavo in Houston, Texas. We've got another Argentina. We've got South Dakota. We've got Schalk, where's your blonde? We've got Zululand in China, Orlando, Florida, Durbanville, lekker derbies. Great watching your LP in Sutton Coldfield. Just like Pretoria, Dubai, nog 'n Dubai. Jeepers.
Chris, waar is jy vandaan?
Johannesburg.
China.
Ja, ons het vir Joburg. Joburg is hier so. Het jy enige vrae wat jy wil vra?
East London.
Kyk, ek het nou gehoor, well, this is for the English viewers, as John says.
Yes.
So, obviously, everybody's worried about us playing New Zealand in the coming months. There's a big possibility that we might be playing them on neutral ground. You think that would play a huge factor in the end result? Seeing as it is the 100th test that we will play against them, do you think that will be an upper hand if we do play in a neutral ground, say like Perth, Australia? Or will it be more satisfying beating them for the 100th time in their own backyard?
Yeah, you got to beat them in New Zealand, I feel.
Also taking consideration that we most likely will play them for the 101st time at Eden Park, which they have not been beaten at in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
Might be icing on the cake to put a thorn in the flesh there.
John can elaborate, but when you beat New Zealand in New Zealand, I mean, that's special. It doesn't happen. So that's what you want to do. I think the Boks would prefer that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's a massive challenge. You know, beating the All Blacks anywhere is a big challenge. Beating them in their own backyard, you know, that's special. This group has done it before. You know, so another challenge, you know, doing it at Eden Park will just be great. I think we need to celebrate the fact the rivalry between the Springboks and the All Blacks as well. I think the 100 Test match will be super special, and then 101st, as you mentioned, at Eden Park, you know, a great battle. So, Chris, yeah, thanks for those questions and thanks for the support.
Just one last question. You know, a lot of numerous occasions they've asked Richie McCaw who's the toughest opponent that he's played against. And on numerous occasions, he didn't want to answer. And once he's retired, he did mention Mr. Skolkberger. You'll feel it after 2 or 3 weeks playing against you. I want to ask you, who is the toughest guy that you've ever played against?
Yeah, so, I mean, I chased Richie around for a long time, and we obviously didn't get a result in our favor often. You know, we were privileged to beat him once or twice, but I mean, he was a heck of a player. So for me, there was tough in two forms. So tough in they're just very good. And I cut my teeth. I'm a little bit younger than them, so I cut my teeth against Richie and George Smith. And those two players were amazing. So, I mean, I was fortunate enough because, I mean, they pushed me to, you know, levels that, you know, I never thought was achievable. You know, as a 20-year-old, you know, playing for the Boks, having to play against them, you know, there's no place to hide. You have to improve so much from school that you were 2 years before. And then there was physically tough. And me and Jerry Collins had a thing for each other. You know, we sort of eyed each other up, and, you know, you left him a gap. You left him a 5-meter gap, and he saw the gap, and he turned around and ran straight at you. So, you know, obviously, bless him. He passed away in a car accident in France, but he was brutally tough. And then, you know, every single derby you played in South Africa was tough. But, you know, you're open sider for Stormers, and Bakkie Spuita is the enforcer for the Bulls. And, yeah, unfortunately, I've got to chase rucks, and Bakkie cleans you with his head. I mean, that's a reason. There's a reason why I don't have any hair left. I mean, that gives you sleepless nights.
Chris, thanks, man. Lekker. Thanks for supporting us
Thanks
and joining us.
Thanks, Chris.
Lekker. Thanks, hey. Thank you. Scalla, you mentioned to me once that that I'm pretty tough in trainings as well, eh? You can share that with the guys, how tough I was, eh?
John, you were especially tough in those semi-contact drills, you know, where you can just overpower the shoulder check. Yeah, I mean,
Keep
when
running.
it came down to full contact, I remember you guys, Rassie once said this clever idea that the backs should actually stop mauls against the forwards, and it was one of the funniest moments for us. I mean, basically, I've never heard people complain so much for being trodden on their feet, their ankles, their shins, bleeding out their toes. It wasn't made for them. So I wouldn't say you guys and us have got the same pain threshold.
Any kids watching, try and strive to be a backline player. It's much better.
I would agree,
Yeah.
especially when it comes down to training.
Scalla, we've been talking crap now for over an hour, so we'll call it an end. Thanks to everyone that tuned in, and I'm going to go through it quickly. We've got Hak Vrystaat here, we've got Portugal, we've got Argentina, we've got New Zealand, we've got Wellington, we've got Kuils River Golf Club, Isle of Man, PE, KZN, South Dakota again, PE Limpopo, Sri Lanka, Dublin, Witbank, Cape Flats, Jersey, Secunda, Alberton, Brackenfell, UK. It's like all over the world. We are a global show, Scalla. So thanks for everybody that tuned in. Scalla, enjoy Eiserfontein for the weekend, and I suppose now the wine can flow and we can really put some meat on the fire, right?
Thank you very much, Johnny. That's a massive weekend again. Lots of sport. Curry Cup is in their second last round, are they? Whatever they are, round 10. And the main game for us, it's a Bledisloe Cup game going up, but for us, the main game is obviously the Boks versus Argentina. But before that, yes, as you mentioned, there's a lot of red wine, a big braai, and some easy time at Eiserfontein. You too, what have you got planned for the Naweek, Johnny?
Lekker, Scalla, just paddle, taking it easy, any paddle with a family, maybe a bit of a braai tomorrow, but we'll just chill. I think everybody that tuned in, thanks so much. Tell your friends about the show. Please, subscribe on the YouTube channel and Facebook and Instagram. Obviously, we'll make this show. We'll post it as a full episode on the other channels on YouTube and Facebook as well. Thanks for tuning in. Have a lucky weekend, Scalla. Now we have to sort out how we get out of this again.
Don't worry, I've called my missus. She's in charge. I've got no clue what's happening there.
Thanks, DHL. Thanks, Vodacom. We're out, guys.
Thank you very much, guys. Bye-bye.
Scalla, you need to save this, eh? Save this thing before you go out.
You want them saved, Liffy?
Michelle, save this. Check now, the people that still logged on, they get the fun stuff because we're useless. Yeah, this is the bad jokes part. Schalk and John trying to figure out how to save the recording and how to get rid of... Michelle, we can hear you.
Moet jy nie eers hom afsit nie?
Yes, as you go out, then you save it. Okay, don't mess it up. Cheers, guys.
Hold on.
Leave.
Are you sure you want to end the video? Must we end it?